Mommy, I think Mom's Santa. How do you know? Come see what I found, but shh, don't say anything.
What the fuck?
I just got it.
No way, you know I'm a Santa?
Oh god.
She shovels snow with the boots. Okay, what's the big deal?
What is this for?
Yeah, what'd she do with that?
The reindeer.
That's to get the ice off the windshield. Shut up, Mom!
Oh my god, that's so
Our new
stupid.
sponsor, cardclips.com, ladies and gentlemen. Cardclips.com for all of your Merry Christmas needs this year.
Yeah, fucking no. I was thinking we should do like some like fake ass sponsorships just to show sponsors what we have to offer them.
Just
You
put fake sponsorships in
Yeah,
there.
like we could do a Fleshlight commercial. Why not? I mean, it'd be fine. It'd be fun.
You mean the number one
Absolutely.
sex toy for men? The original
Yeah.
sponsor of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast?
Yes,
And if
you're
you
right.
order now with our fictional code that doesn't exist, they could get 20% off the number one sex toy for men.
No, we give them promo code SWAMP, and then they get so many entries of SWAMP, and they're like, "Why the fuck do people keep doing this?"
Well, you got to do it QVC style. So we're gonna do demonstrations.
Oh yeah,
live.
there we go.
Be a call in.
There's your sketch right there.
Oh my God.
Going all
That's
in.
so close to climax so quickly. You should
We're
call
going
that.
all in on the idea, boys.
All right.
Well, hey, before we get started here, we got some tradition, obviously, that we got to get through here. Let me blow us up a little bit. Here we go. All right, let's go around the horn. King, you said you weren't drinking with us tonight, but what do you got going on?
I have the most delectable. It's not actually THC. It's Delta 9.
Okay.
And it's pure indica, and yeah, it's like.
Is that the one
water-
that
just
makes you
water
sleep or
distilled,
wakes
not
you up?
What's that?
Indica's sleepy time.
Oh,
Yeah, I
sleepy
can't
time.
do sativa because I go crazy. So
I go crazy.
I get all paranoid. The government's trying to get me, so I can't do it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Only the
I'll tell you
paranoid
right
survive, so that's okay. Go ahead, Mitch. What do you got tonight?
I mean, you say the paranoia is bad, but now we know that the birds actually are drones. So
Yes.
Maybe the sativa was onto something. But yeah, no, tonight I'm just doing the same thing as last week with this little spiked liquid death. So here we go.
All right, what do you got, Rob?
I'm gonna go into drink debt. I didn't have time to get anything to drink. I'm done with my handle of purity vodka, so I'm gonna have to just chug the water this week, unfortunately.
Rob's gonna be the sober one tonight. That's
Yeah,
dumb.
no.
Horrible.
What do you got, Josh?
Back with the Desert Daydream again. I got the hazy this time. So
Okay. I was trying to have the gayest drink possible, but then Rob beat me to it. But tonight I'll be getting
Water's
loose with
gay,
the
everybody.
goose.
Water's gay.
Look how big this fucking
It
bottle
makes
is,
you
dude.
gay.
So I'm getting loose with the goose tonight. I've got Grey Goose mixed with Hawaiian Punch and Sprite. I was trying for like a real fruity drink. It came out really good though.
I believe
That's
it.
the thing
the
about fruity
short-
drinks. Yeah,
It's so good.
they're always good. Yeah,
It's so good.
yeah. That's the thing about
That's-
being gay. You never really know how good it is till you take a little sip. You sip.
Yeah, you don't know you're not gonna like it.
Oh no! You know what's funny is
The
came home-
one
go
one punchline from every gay man that was trying to convert a straight guy. You don't
Oh,
know
yes.
until you try.
But
Bullshit,
how
I
do you
don't.
know?
Everybody who's been hit on by a gay guy has flashbacks to that moment when you said that line.
And then you're
Well,
like,
that's
I'm
true.
so drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so drunk. I was like, yeah, he might have a point there. How do I know? I guess I won't.
Wait a minute.
When I came
He's
home with this,
crafty.
when I came home with this big ass thing of Hawaiian Punch, Brandy was like, "I've got a bunch of like fruit punch Kool-Aid in there. Like you could have just had that." And I was like, "No, I wanted Hawaiian Punch. That's what I wanted." So she goes and reads the ingredients, looks up the side effects of Red 40, which apparently causes inflammation in your rectum. So
Yeah.
super gay.
Yes.
Anyway,
Good party.
we got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go through the Wisconsin
yeah.
school shooter. Russia claims that they have a cure for cancer, and they're going to be giving it away for free. So we're going to be talking about that.
Is it Red
Trump-
40?
It's not Red 40. No.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
I think you guys looked over my red farty pun, and I'm very upset about that. I'm just saying.
You're not drunk
Nope.
enough. Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay.
And then we got some Trump trolling Trudeau a little bit more, and then Elon Musk is making a play for England. So all that stuff coming tonight. But first, let me go ahead and introduce our guest tonight. We are being joined by the benevolent monarch of libertarianism, co-host of Liberty Tonight, and which is a weekly entertainment show from the Austin Peterson For Liberty Network. So great to have you here.
Sir.
Welcome to the show, man.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, as you said, I am the benevolent monarch or dictator, I like to say, of libertarianism,
There
the
you go.
slayer of status, and the hater of bureaucrats. Is status a word to make you guys all drink? Because you all just took a sip right when
No,
I said
I'm trying to
status.
shut the fuck up.
Keyword.
We're
I'm trying to
libertarians.
enjoy the show.
But yeah, no, it's been fun. I have done this content creating on and off for a while, and the podcast was something I always wanted to do, but I wanted to do it the way I really wanted to, and when Austin approached us, it was a good opportunity to kind of launch that. So
Hell yeah, man.
get to be my true authentic self, a divine God on earth.
There you go, man. Yeah, I've always identified as a self-supremacist, so I can relate.
That's right. That's right.
No, it's awesome. I was watching your show. Is it like, are you guys trying to do like a Tonight Show style thing? Because that's kind of like the vibe I got, was like a Liberty late night show was kind of the angle you were going for. Is that right, or no?
Yeah, so like a mix of like SNL and Daily Show, and I also like the monologues that Bill Maher does, even though he's a freaking shit lib.
Yeah.
But we can get into this later. But I think he's what I'm calling an honest liberal, where they're still liberal and annoying, but they also like aren't completely delusional anymore about what's going on. So, but yeah, Bill Maher is a good inspiration for me for his monologues and things like that. So I have a segment at the beginning of every show called the King's Speech. So I'll do a little funny monologue, and then we jump into the show.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, no, I watched the most recent one. It was a good show. Everybody should go check him out. The links and all that stuff will be in the description down below. You can follow him at King Liberty. I did have, or King Libertarian, sorry.
Yes.
Again, links are in the description for our drunk
Off with
ass.
your head.
Yeah, that's right. I've lost my privilege. You mentioned it on your show a couple of times. I wanted to ask you about it. You got like, we were watching the election stuff the whole time, right? We did a whole live stream for the debates. We did the election night thing. We were following the whole thing. And obviously we're all libertarians. Trump isn't the ideal candidate, right? Obviously.
Sure.
So, but what is your perspective on Trump? Because it seemed very optimistic about what's to come.
Yeah, so historically, he pisses me off a lot. For all the good things he didn't start any new wars. He was about deregulation, and I think I think his intentions were good. And I think what RFK says about him now, about how he didn't know what he was walking into, that seems true to me, like just intuitively. Like it sounds like it's a genuine explanation for everything that's going on from 16 to now in regards to him. So yeah, like all the COVID stuff really pissed me off. But the more you look into it, like if he had stayed in, it wouldn't have been as bad. And as soon as Biden got in, it got way worse, like the mandates and everything like that. I don't think it would have been that far. Mm-hmm. So I've been very critical of him in the past, especially about those things. But his overtures he's been making since the campaign to libertarians and engaging in, Ron Paul's being pulled in. That kind of at the very last minute, or like early November or late October when they started engaging, and I was just like, Ron Paul's on board. Like, what more can you need? So I've been my whole time since 2008 very philosophically libertarian, mm-hmm. and tried to hold those like ivory tower positions. But when the opportunity it presents itself in that way it did with the MAGA folks, I saw a path to a discernible increase in our liberty in our lifetime. It's not perfect, but I didn't think it was a pipe dream either. So I thought it was worth investing in from just an endorsement standpoint, I guess you could say, and advocating for it. and I think it's the gamble has paid off so far.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too. Is RFK your libertarian, whether you like it or not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think people in the LNC could have communicated that a little bit more. It was kind of like they let all of the appointments go on, and then we kind of were just like, well, then who is it? And then it's like, well, yeah, of course it's RFK. Like, were you waiting for somebody else maybe that was going to be more libertarian to be nominated? That's what it seemed like to me. But either way, I mean, he would fit pretty much in with a leftist libertarian position, apart from maybe some bigger government ideas on like domestic kind of support programs, but yeah, I mean his stuff on health is just, it's so valuable,
Right.
and the fact that he's going to be the again, like our health related liberty is going to improve based on this.
Yeah, no, he's going to take my red 40 away. I can't fucking allow this. It's un-American. God damn it.
He's just going to replace it with beet juice, organic beet juice. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want beets in my fruit punch. What the fuck?
Or like fruit flavored corn syrup.
Yeah, that's right. It is the number one ingredient. You are right about that.
I was
fruit
taking a
punch
shot in the
Ritalin when you
dark
get
too.
No. So you mentioned the LNC. Have you been following the LNC? Like you mentioned that, you were kind of always philosophically libertarian. How involved with the party would you say you are or not? And like what role does that play for you?
Yeah, so I was in Colorado for all of COVID.
Okay.
So I moved there in 16, and I was there until last year when I moved down to Florida. It started out, I don't know if you guys know Forest Mommy.
Of course, she's been on the show.
Yeah.
She'll probably be in the chat later. She's a groupie.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Shout out to FM.
Yeah.
But she could tell a story too. We got somehow linked up together on at Twitter at the time, the hellscape that was under him, and basically we started to get in each other's orbit as all Colorado-based people, based people.
Yeah.
And it was like late 21. I think it was like October 21. It was like still pretty high in the pandemic. We were like, we're gonna go to a restaurant together and sit down and eat without like we're gonna be normal together. And so we all drove down to a spot in Denver, and that's how I met her. And then basically from there, she kind of plugged me into the Liberty scene in Colorado. I got involved with the LP Co. Let's just say I have a lot of insider knowledge with the board there. And I went to Reno and helped take over with the Mises Caucus. And so I'm pretty involved and up to date with the LNC business.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't know if you're aware either. I mean, you mentioned that Rob earlier. We were all state organizers for the Florida Mises Caucus, and so we were all very active at the time of the Reno reset. And they all went to Reno. I didn't go, but so I didn't get to pull the lever for anybody. But no, I wasn't aware of how involved you were with that, because it's interesting. Like the whole conversation now is just kind of, it seems like to me just seems like a lot of bitching from the sidelines and a lot of purity tests and all these things. At the same time, though, I see from the other part of it where there's a lot of people that are making excuses for some of the bad decisions that Trump is making, or like, his submission to Israel, for example, like, oh, put that aside. That's okay because we're going to get Doge on the other side, whether or not they can actually do anything. So I'm kind of like in this middle place here where I like what both sides are saying. I want the purity, but also I understand the real pragmatism of the whole thing. So yeah, I just wasn't sure where you fell on that. And the rest of y'all, feel free to jump in. Yeah.
Well, so this brings up my little colloquialism, maybe you want to call it, is hall monitor libertarians.
Yes.
And like you, if you just frame it the way you are, like
I'm sorry, dude.
Rob.
I'm on the ONC, so it's just I run into this shit so much. It is just on the email list. It's like you wonder why the shit's not public anymore. Bunch of autists blowing up my phone all day, every day. Fuck
And
you.
I think he's got a good. I think you've got a great term for it. The hall monitor libertarianism. Like that's if you want to be honest. Like that's how I came across your account. I saw so many people that I know were criticizing the LNC, and then there you were with a post from fucking Simpsons or whatever of hall monitor libertarian, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we got to.
That's why I laughed. It's such a good term. Like I couldn't have termed it any better.
Listen,
so I was like sitting there just trying to think. Okay, there's philosophical libertarians that like, you know, basically they're like, I don't care about they don't care about politics, and that I think makes a good philosophical libertarian. Because if you don't care about politics, you don't care about what the libertarians are voting or not voting for. Like you're just saying like whatever, like this is the future state I want to get to. I'm just going to be zenned out. Then there's the pragmatists, which used to be prags.
Zen is not how you would describe anybody. That's
What's
on
that?
Zen is not how you would describe anyone who's
me.
freaking out. You know,
the philosophical, like the ones that are just like.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Then there's prags like we're the new prags, so we're trying to actually work within the system, play politics, and actually get some stuff done. There's this middle hall model libertarians who want to be, you know, they want to be the man they don't want to be the man in the arena. They want to be the one in the crowd criticizing the man in the arena. You either stay in your ivory tower and you ponder over philosophy, or you get into the trenches. You can't do both and be consistent. But it's just a person that is criticizing for criticizing sake. They're constantly seeking the worst possible outcome of everything, and any gain, any nominal move towards liberty, they downplay as if it destroys their narrative. Like just be honest about what is good and what is bad about what's going on. That's all I ask. And like, you know. DL, you know, he inspired the term, but I don't think he is one. Like when Trump does something good, he'll actually come out and say like, I agree with this, but most of them are just hating 24/7 on it.
I'm waiting for DL to unleash. He's been saying that he's not going to hold back anymore, and I'm just waiting for Dad to go nuts.
I can't wait for hostile DL.
Dad snaps. Maybe we don't need this.
Hostile DL is going to be like Ned Flanders fucking when he finally snapped and he just wrecks shit. Like, I'm dead serious. DL, like, it's honestly something I've been contemplating is like, there's been times I've just been scrolling through, especially recently, like Twitter. I'm just like, man, if I was a more hostile individual, I would just be shitting on motherfuckers throughout this time feed. But like, being the controversial one here, King, I'm going to obviously say things that sometimes I don't agree with here. And I love the hall monitor, like, libertarian phrasing, but it's almost kind of ironic because 2-3 years ago, that hall monitor label would have been right qualified for people like me, people like Tim, people like Rob over here. So, I find it funny that, like, we're getting around to, and, like, what we're seeing now is just Nick Sarwark with the right slant.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Go. Like, what do you think of that, though? Like, what do you
hall monitor libertarians?
Yeah, what do you think about? Like, I don't know if I could phrase it differently. Like, we have come full circle. There was a lot of people in the Mises Caucus early days that criticized.
Some pushback on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, and I made this design a long time ago for a reason. It was one of the shirts I made that said human action is pragmatic. When you sell the ideas as they are, instead of trying to sell them as something they are not, things fall into place. That is my position on it. Now, then there's a difference between just selling it in, like, you know, the Ron Paul way, or dare I say this, the 2012 Gary Johnson way. You know, like, you could sell it like that, or you can be a total autist. And my position has always been to, like, you know, sell it the good way.
Yes.
So that's just been my thing with that, just to give you a little bit of pushback there.
Yeah, the worst thing a good cause could have is a bad advocate.
Yeah.
I think, like, I don't know. That's kind of what that
like 2016 Gary.
Yeah, just bake the damn cake.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
You go ahead.
I mean, like you said, we were all hall monitor libertarians. If it was 5 years ago or 4 years ago, it's the failure to recognize an opportunity that will and has netted us more liberty, and just throwing it out the window, like, because it's not perfect, then we should just stay in the obscurity forever. Like, if you want to do that on your own, that's fine. Don't criticize us for taking a chance here. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna criticize the shit out of it because it's fun.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, even I'm
Criticize
gonna.
it anyway. 'Cause it's affecting me anyway, like whether
Yeah.
I like it or not.
Yeah.
King, I'm with
Yeah,
you
we-
on this one, but even I'll talk shit when
I'm
necessary.
gonna say some shit. You kick some fucking trash in my yard, I'm gonna have to say
Yeah.
something.
No. I mean, like when there's good things, you're honest. When there's like I have come out since he's been nominated or elected and said like things like when he appointed Marco Rubio, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
He's your
that's the
libertarian,
difference.
whether you like
It's
it or
that
not.
You're immune to criticism.
Wait, you're saying Marco don't ask about the gay rumors, Rubio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's your libertarian. He was a Tea Party
He's
conservative.
the one.
You remember?
Pro-Zionist, pro-war hawk. These are the type of libertarians we need in office right now for this pragmatic causes.
Yeah.
Well-
we want some power. We got to cuck to Israel.
Well, Josh, to kind of put it in your camp for a second, you were saying on a couple shows back that the economy was the most important thing to you. Marco Rubio got into Congress on the Tea Party wave because he wanted to fix the budget and do all those sorts of things. So
Yes.
why not support him?
And let me look at let's go back and look at that track record, Tim. How did he fare? In
Oh
those
no, he sucks.
accomplishments?
I know he sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If this was 2012 Marco Rubio when he got in, I would have been like, hell yeah, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, fuck yeah. 2024 Marco Rubio with 12 years of track record and voting record? No,
Right.
Marco Rubio is an Israel cuck. He gets fucked in the ass by Netanyahu on a regular basis. He's bought and paid for by AIPAC. Like, do I really want this dude deciding our foreign fucking policy? The answer is no. Fuck
No.
Yeah, he's not touching the economy.
But I feel like-
exactly.
But I feel like that's the position we're in with a lot of Trump's appointments is they sound good right now because they don't have a track record. And then when they get in there, they're going to fuck shit up.
Well, another
I'm
thing.
actually going to push back on Rob. He is going to affect the economy because he's going to tell Trump that we need to tackle Netanyahu's nuts the tune of like $86 billion.
Whatever they want, whenever they
for
want,
this-
without
Exact-
question. Yeah.
Without question.
So-
Tickle them nuts without question, boys.
As
No,
far as-
yeah, I agree with you. I'm just saying, Secretary of State in charge of foreign policy. Obviously, foreign policy, major driving factor in U.S. economics. No one's arguing with you there.
All the Ukraine money came back. Why are you mad?
It was a loan. Come on.
Look,
What's
I'd
the
rather
big
give my
deal?
money.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be careful what I say there in case everyone.
What? Listen, King, don't let his shyness or timidness fool you. There are no filters here. Say whatever you want.
Let's go.
No.
I
Let's hear
said
it.
something I was
Okay,
gonna
but-
regret.
Yeah.
I will say though, like seeing like some of these bad appointments, my thought on it has always been like I never thought Trump and his whole administration was going to be like this
Of
liberty
course,
thing.
yeah.
I always saw it as like a coalition thing. And I swear, even after DC, when we all saw him speak, Josh, stop shaking your head and listen, damn it, boy. But after we saw him speak in DC, I don't remember which one of you I was walking out with, but I told you guys the only thing that I expected him to do out of all the stuff that he listed off was to free Ross. Like just the cynic in me was like, even as a libertarian, whatever we get, like whoever we get, they're not going to have an L next to their name. It's probably just going to be that Mike Lee guy that we saw or whatever the fuck, one of those guys. The fact that we at least got RFK, okay, whatever. At least he's in a job.
And Vivek and the Department of Government Efficiency, the Doge. dude.
Exactly. That is
I'm
why
ready-
I see it as a bigger
I'm ready
thing
to
as
see
well.
nuts.
Because, before I
Nuts.
was thinking that it was just going to be that. It was just going to be Ross. The fact that we got this other stuff, I see it as a good step. But
Let me ask you,
yeah.
what are libertarians or anyone else going to do if he reneges on that and just doesn't free Ross?
raise
It's
hell.
reneged. Yeah.
Raise hell. I can say whatever I want.
Whatever ways we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
We're
if the
gonna-
Indian gives it, Rob?
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go
He gives
into
it-
the
he
White
gives us
House.
his Trump and takes it back.
I mean,
Listen, guys, I met this awesome old
Right,
dude.
I
His
wanna
name
hear
is
what
Ray
King-
Epps. He's gonna help us.
I even what King's gotta
so
say. How do we hold him accountable?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna free Ross, and then he's gonna set him up and put him back in prison for something else. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I technically did.
Oof.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
think-
so
Actually,
terrible.
I've said this a lot on
That'd
the
be
show.
fucking
but-
hilarious.
The reason why I
Oh
think
my
he will do it
God.
isn't because of the kindness of his heart, but the judge that sentenced Ross is one of the judges that fucked him over in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, another reason.
Plot
I mean,
thickens.
I don't know. You just got to put the pressure on him. Even if it's not that much pressure, like LNC, as a member of the LNC, we are anticipating sending. I don't want to release anything that I shouldn't say. We're anticipating on drafting a whole bunch of resolutions, and some of those resolutions should be calling for him to fulfill some of the promises he made to the libertarians, because half the party voted for him, pretty much.
What translation?
Who cares?
Karen's gonna write a letter.
Karen ain't gonna do shit. If Karen writes
busy
another fucking letter,
with other
Hon-
stuff.
honestly-
She will send a letter whether you want her to or not. She's proven
Right.
that.
Right.
Listen, I wasn't
And
talking.
honestly-
You go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I know what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
that's not
Oh,
holding
okay.
Trump
Okay.
accountable, Rob. That's some fag shit that you guys want to do to fucking.
what do you want me to do? You want me to show
I
up
want
on
you
a
to go
golf course
into the
with a
White
gun or
House.
something?
Signal, you fucking faggots.
Are you
Stop
trying to
being-
get us to say the Ray Epps lines?
What I'm
He wants me to
asking
show
you
up in the
as
bushes of a
basic
golf course.
sustaining-
Oh.
No, as a basic sustaining
Free
member of
Ross!
the party,
Free
I would
Ross!
like you guys to stop the faggotry.
Wait,
And
alright,
I
yeah.
would like.
I'm
and
sorry.
you know
How do
what?
you want me to stop the faggotry, Josh? How would you like me to do that?
Don't fucking
Give me
resolution.
give me solutions. Give me solutions, not
There is
bitch
no
about it all the
solutions.
time.
Y'all got.
There is no solutions.
There is no solutions. There is no solutions. Only
You're wrong.
trade-offs.
There is no
First off.
solutions. You're gay.
No,
Okay,
Thomas
fine.
Sowell
What?
once said there is no solutions, only
Only
trade-offs.
trade-offs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
fine.
What
the
is-
trade-off is that y'all got had. Y'all have to just eat that out, tuck your tail between your legs, ride out the 4 years. You're not going to say shit because y'all retarded, and you're going to admit that by doing all these resolutions. Hey, we were fucking fags and retarded and bought this shit. And honestly, if anything, if y'all going to write a resolution, y'all should write a resolution congratulating Trump for being one of the greatest fucking presidents of all time as far as campaigning is concerned, because he sold y'all a dream. You bought it. You went to the fucking beach house in Arizona, and now it's not fucking beachfront property, and you got to just eat the L. Sorry, bought and paid for it. You're all
it ain't even
done.
January.
You're so pessimistic. Nothing has
even
even
January.
happened yet.
Libertarian over here.
I hope when January comes around and if Vivek
If I was
and
Trump, I
Elon.
would laugh at
Okay,
you
I can't even
guys.
talk.
Ha!
That's fine.
Ha, ha.
I'm just gonna go to the comedy show.
Not
'cause
even
I can't even talk
January.
over
That's the
Josh's
thing.
dumbass.
Like, everyone's
You
already
wrote a
saying
resolution.
things.
I'm the president of the United States. Fuck if I care about you. I'm gonna go have dinner with the Prince of Saudi Arabia real quick. Fuck you, faggots.
Now's your
I,
chance.
if I was,
You
I would
haven't-
do
see, you
that.
missed
I would
No,
do
no,
that.
no. There's no
Well,
chance.
Ellen, move
He's just
along and
actually
have a new plan in
retarded,
4
Tim.
years.
He's just actually retarded. Nothing's even happened yet. He's not even the
Let-
president right
You're
now.
right.
I mean,
You're
like,
right.
that's the whole thing.
feel when he frees Ross?
I'm gonna feel great.
back and say sorry to us?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, nope, nope, nope.
No.
There's not a
If-
single good thing could come of this. Not a single good thing could come of this ever.
Tons of good things can come of it. I'm just saying there. If I was doing it as Donald Trump, I wouldn't do it because y'all told
By
me
the way,
to do it.
you
I'm not
guys
gonna 'cause I
realize the
want to.
Ross thing, that wasn't just
Y'all
a
ain't
promise
shit.
to us, it was also a promise to a lot of Bitcoin people.
If we're not shit, why did he show up to the convention?
He promised Massey.
If we're not shit, why did he show up to the convention?
Because it's media
Because he-
attention, you stupid fuck. He gets to be
He
on
showed
No,
up
he-
because
no,
he
he
saw
could've got
our
media
debate.
attention
Libertarian Party
elsewhere.
convention
And he
polls
knew all-
viewers?
He gets plenty of
did.
media.
When all
He
of
didn't
the
need that.
mainstream
No,
media's
our
gonna
convention
play
doesn't get
all of
viewers,
these
dude.
Retards booing him. Yes,
Super
it
Bowl
is.
LNC.
Yeah, we're right there, bro.
Brother,
We're
that
right
is
there.
that's a
There,
far
man.
fetched
Fucking
claim you're making.
Super Bowl
That is a-
LNC. They're
What was
right in
funny
the
was,
same
like,
tier.
did you guys
No.
notice in DC
You're
all the
out of
media?
pocket.
Did you ever notice how in DC all the media was there like for 2 days, and then as soon as Trump and RFK were done, it was just ghosts?
And, by the way,
The last time
King,
they stuck around, a dude ran across the stage with a diaper on, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, if Trump does everything he says, I'm going to salute Trump, and I would leave I'd leave the LP and become a Republican again. Like, if he does everything he promised, I would quit the LP and become a Republican. What is the point of the LP at that point? We got everything we want.
If this does happen, I'm going to send a MAGA hat to your house.
Can we cover the news?
And
Because
I'm
we spent the last 5 episodes talking about this bullshit. Josh
No,
is
it's
never
fine.
going to get through his fucking thick skull. This is like an unproductive, retarded conversation with him.
Look
He-
at Rob
Is he a
getting
hallmark of a
mad.
Dude,
libertarian?
pedal
Is
into
that what
your
you're trying to say?
desert,
Look at this
crawl
libertarian
into a
getting
cactus
mad at
field
me.
or something. You're crawling
All
to
right.
a cactus, dude.
Okay.
All right. We'll rein it in a little bit.
Eventually, this is
We have to let you guys fight a little bit.
You're like that autistic guy that was booing Trump when he was like, "I'm gonna free Ross Ulbricht." He was like, "Bow!
Enjoy your
Bow!"
3% every 4 years.
Yeah.
I go to the GOP and win. Ha 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 ha.
All right.
It's like he has it both ways. It's like, no, they suck, but I'm gonna join the GOP if they do good. You can't have your cake and
They
eat
are
it too.
doing.
So
Yes, I can.
listen.
If I can't have why would I have cake if I can't eat it? That's fucking gay.
All right. So
what I mean.
so we're gonna
Why would I
have.
get cake and then not eat it. You're fucking.
So
dumb.
come to the
That's so
LPF
dumb.
convention.
But if you eat it, you no longer have it.
So come to the LPF convention and watch Rob and Josh duke it out.
Then
we're-
bake the fucking cake, faggot.
How about this,
I want
guys?
cake,
Guys,
bake it.
so we can move on. So we can move on.
yeah.
I will bring
All
2
right.
airsoft guns to convention,
There
and
we
we
go.
can have a good old fashioned
settle it
duel
like
between
men.
the 2 of you.
We'll settle it like men.
It's gonna be
Slap
settled
each other
before
with
then
your
because
gloves
we're gonna
first.
see what happens. We're gonna see if
Yeah, we're
something
going
happens
to.
or not.
All right.
Throw
so look,
a little faggy.
we gotta go. We gotta
There's-
go through.
Glitter.
We gotta go through some stuff because Ronan gave us money, so we got
okay.
obligatory stuff. Keanu Reeves and Matthew McConaughey, LP 2028. Chug rain, Rob.
That's a sick ticket. Much like the Dan Marino. What was it? Dan Marino and who was the other quarterback that got written in this past time?
Brett
No,
Favre.
it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It was like Brett. Yeah, it was like Brett Favre, Dan Marino.
Brett Favre and Dan Marino. Fuck yeah.
I'm done. No.
I know
I'm gonna
2
put
got
you-
lit.
I'm putting you guys next to each other. This next one is
Oscar Vincent 2028.
no, don't start shit. Okay. Here we go. Here's another one. Debt clock plus Josh equals Gilbert Godfrey.
God damn it.
That's pretty good.
Anytime you want to piss Josh off, just show him the debt. Okay. That's what that
Ja-
means.
All right.
Yeah.
But we do have some good news. If you want to bring up, speaking of things that Trump is doing well, Tim, do you want to bring up the Trump?
Oh
tweet?
yeah. Okay. We'll make
Yeah.
Josh feel a little bit better. We'll
Yeah,
calm him down a little bit.
I think we'll all feel good about this.
I don't know.
Real quickly, I just want to point out.
GOP
Keep in
doing
mind-
things for once.
I just want to point out. I said there has to be a conspiracy theory behind this one
This-
thing,
Yeah.
and the way
Fine.
Donald Trump phrased this tweet, I was right.
Okay, well, first of all, it was the truth. But also, the Republican
Yeah.
Party will use its best efforts to eliminate daylight savings time, which has a small but strong constituency. It shouldn't. Daylight savings time is inconvenient and very costly to our nation.
How
like
is
how
that
he very-
constituency?
Yeah.
He very strategically called people who still want daylight savings time stupid.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Listen, I'm a fan of tradition.
Gay.
Okay? And we've always had it. Spring ahead, fall back. What am I going to do with that phrase if I can't honor daylight savings time?
You're just gonna be
Sounds like
walking
a-
around as a homeless man like 30 years from now, going spring forward, fall back. Do you remember? Do you
Y'all-
remember?
Fallback
Y'all
sounds like a good
motherfuckers
emo
still do
band
that gay
name.
shit?
Yeah, it probably is. Look, yeah,
Look,
yeah.
we don't
This
do
could,
that. We don't do that gay commie race shit over here in Arizona. Sorry.
it's going to be like you know those Facebook posts where they're like, "Do you feel old yet?" Except we're going to be on X, and it's going to be like, "Do you feel old yet? Remember when we used to say spring ahead, fall back?" And that's going to be us, thanks to Donald Trump, our Lord and Savior.
Hell yeah, baby.
Only a God on earth
That
like me
wasn't a
can
promise
give
he
and
made at
take
the
days
LNC
away.
convention. That's for sure.
That's right. We have to have the King's blessing in
Listen,
order for this to
I
happen.
wish you did.
this,
I
and he's gonna
decide when you get an hour back.
Trump hour. He gave us an hour. He's gonna do more. It's like the Obama phone, but with Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get
Stimmies.
an individual
Our
call from
stimmies.
King Libertarian or Trump going, You've got an hour. We're giving you an hour to fall back. You can be late for work. Congratulations.
You're welcome. People thought I couldn't do it, but I did it.
This is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Like what?
They said it was impossible.
I changed the time.
Yeah, here we go.
What'd you say?
Who is that constituency?
Oh yeah, who's the constituency for daylight savings?
Who is them?
Yeah.
Is it
who are they?
Agrarian farmers.
What is it? Who farmers?
Agrarian farmers
okay.
who still want more daylight during the morning than in the evening. They want to be able to get up to milk their cows and have a sunrise. That's the only reason.
The constituency is the Amish.
Farmers want to milk cows in dawn.
Yeah,
that was a strong constituency this election, sir.
I'm pretty sure you're spitting nothing but facts right now. That's how I've always figured it. And I think for all the, I speak for everyone else too, farmers, like just fucking wake up like at whatever time fits with, it's like the sun, dude. Just wake up with the fucking sun.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
make
I've heard all sorts of different things. Like I've heard the farmers thing. I heard something about the Germans during World War I. Like I've heard all sorts of shit about daylight. Like I don't know what's truth anymore. What's the fucking truth anymore?
Yeah, what the hell does Bismarck care about fucking daylight savings time?
Apparently he comes up too. John Oliver of all people did a video on it.
I heard it was Ben Franklin. I read it was Ben Franklin.
Really?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I read
That's
it.
what I'm saying, man.
Like I don't fucking, who knows?
So
what's the
whoever is behind this doesn't want us to know the truth.
I think it's another layer of subtle depopulation that culminates in many layers that slowly depopulate the population. So
I'm going with
there's a marked increase in heart attacks during daylight savings time. So that's just one layer off. Then you got the cancer and the chemicals in the water returning the frogs gay. That's another one. And you got like 5G radiation. Like trim it down another 3%. And that's how they we're being managed. Our lives are being managed by the draconian overlords. So that's my theory, I guess.
Do you think they give a status report? Like in big companies, you have to give a report, and they're like, this year daylight savings time killed 10,000 people. We didn't quite reach our mark, but we're almost there.
This is why the World Economic Forum endorses the daylight savings time so that we may cause the human population.
Yeah.
Thank you, Klaus.
Yeah, so we have to have daylight savings time, so we have more time to drop off our cars at Enterprise. That's what it's for.
Oh, Ronan, fancy with Enterprise. I don't go budget. Oh, jeez.
When you're an hour late and they're calling the cops on you, good luck.
Avis is the only place that'll give me a car anymore. It's not my fault.
That's what you get for leaving a brick of cocaine in the glove box.
I'll save it for the end.
What do you want me to do?
Just let me know
those
when
fascists,
you get to the
and they also
train.
felt my
I'll
ball
take
sack
it.
before I got on the flight.
You want a savage transition? Here we go. Speaking of culling the population, a new contender has entered the ring. Anyway,
Let's go.
The king approves.
10
Okay.
out of 10.
All right, so new contender enters the ring. Boys, play the
Oh
game.
wait,
Here
it's
we go.
D.D. Gatton.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Evening, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Pippi
I'm Didi
Longbarrel.
Gatton, and tonight the Madison, Wisconsin community is in mourning after a teacher and student were killed
What's
in
up,
a shooting
Didi?
at a Christian
Good.
school. Police say the shooter also died.
Christian
Let's get straight
school.
over to Jeff Harris at the live desk, and police
that was his
just
first
shared an
name.
update. Jeff,
Yeah.
what are you learning?
Some new information just into the live desk, Dee Dee. We've now learned that the suspected shooter is
Salty.
15-year-old Samantha Rupp now, who you see right here on the left-hand portion of your screen. A teacher and a student are now dead. 6 others were hurt. Police say she planned the attack in advance. Police are now combing
This is
through
what my
her
first
family's home,
MySpace
already
profile picture
confirming
looked like.
they found a manifesto planning this crime. Police say a handgun was used in this shooting. A second-grade student was the first to call 911. Within minutes, police arrived and found the suspect dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now police are trying to trace that handgun.
All right, and I'm gonna pause it there because they go into some 2-year-old's interview and no one gives a shit. But anyway, yeah. So, 15-year-old Natalie Ruppnow was the girl identified as the shooter. Killed a teacher and a teenage student. Injured 6 others. This is the most recent school shooting. Definitely not going to be used to push some political agenda. A lot of people right now questioning what her possible motivations could be. And so we have this, and then we'll go to commentary. So hang tight. Here we go.
As a Wisconsin community mourns the lives lost in a deadly school shooting yesterday, authorities are still working to figure out why it happened. Today, they gave a brief update on their investigation, including their search for a motive. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in Madison now with the latest.
A memorial of flowers and candles honoring the victims of the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School. A teacher and a student were killed Monday when police say a 15-year-old girl opened fire with a handgun in a classroom during study hall. Neighbors say this photo, posted on social media in 2023, shows the suspect. Police identified as Natalie Rupp.
That dog took the fuck it off.
Police say she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
It appears that the motive was a combination of factors. Again, we cannot share that information at this time because we do not want to jeopardize the investigation.
Investigators are looking at social media accounts believed to be the shooters, showing signs of a gravitation towards potential neo-Nazi violence and engagement in forums venerating mass shooters.
There are always signs of a school shooting before it occurred. Some of you have reached out about Ruppnow's social media activity prior to yesterday's shooting. We're looking into her online activity.
They searched her home and are now talking to her parents. The second grader says she was changing her shoes.
All right, I'm not trying not to get the little girl on stage, but anyway, yeah. So they call it. She has potential neo-Nazi leanings. This fucking girl, she's a neo-Nazi. That's why she did it. Anyway,
you see the SS on her chest.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
I mean,
so
her social media, because I did some digging into this after it happened. There's some interesting, it's some fucking dude in Bulgaria who like offed like 14 people over there like within the last like 2-3 months. Like he was like pretty obvious neo-Nazi, but like she was basically saying that like he was her inspiration and that like he was a venerated saint and that he should be put up on a pedestal and shit. So I mean, there's some interesting shit here, but I mean, the initial social media outrage was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, name is Sam Rough now. It's Rough never again, I guess. Yeah, and she was obsessed with school shooters in general. Like she watched Columbine like over and over and was obsessed with it. Like, okay, if my child was obsessed with school shooters and Columbine, like I would be aware of that or like suspicious of my child. Like, you don't come out of your room after binge watching Columbine shooting for like 6 hours and go, "Hi, Mom, are you making macaroni?" Like, there'd be signs that this bitch is fucking crazy. I'm just from a parent to other people. I don't know.
Yeah, this is it's interesting you bring that point up because this shirt, she took this photo as an homage to the Columbine shooter. This was the same shirt that he wore in that event, and so she was definitely like you said, very. I don't know if nostalgic. I can't think of the right word right now, but she idolized the Columbine shooter.
She was paying homage to.
Yeah. There was a lot of things going through my head. Yeah.
I know she's only 15, but are they going to come out and say she was known to law enforcement? Like.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that come out after this. I was trying to find the actual manifesto, like because everybody keeps reporting all these quotes from it. No one has posted the full thing. Her alleged boyfriend or whatever posted several pages from it, but even he protected his account, so you can't see those anymore either. Go ahead.
I just saw a funny meme of someone pointing out that women can't even upload a manifesto right, yet they
it's a private Google link that nobody can access.
Yeah, when Brandy saw this girl on my screen, she was like, "Who the fuck is that?" Brandy's my wife, by the way. So, "Who the fuck is that?" And I was like, "That's the school shooter." She's like, "Oh, it was a girl? Like, when's the last time you had a girl school shooter? Like, that's crazy."
Christian school.
How progressive.
Yeah. Yeah, she was very proud of the fact that women are shooting children now. You know, they can do it too. It's
Equality.
okay.
We've broken the glass ceiling on merciless violence. Yay, we're equal now.
Yeah. No, but there were some good quotes in here. I did find the only place that I found that posted a substantial amount of it, or at least a decent amount of it, was the India Times, of all places.
Because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they really don't
Foreign
give a
countries
shit.
really don't care.
Yeah.
It's
So
a total manifesto. Just read it.
yeah, just go look at it.
What's the big deal?
He will not come again.
Yeah. So some stuff that is in here talks about social alienation. They look at me, but they don't see me. I'm invisible until I do something that they can't ignore. She just seems like, when I read all these quotes, I just think of like edgy teenager.
Yeah,
Hatred
she wasn't
for
hugged enough.
Yeah, hatred for society, criticized consumerism and, quote, false morality, and referred to herself as, quote, a soldier against the plague of mankind. She talked about retribution, justified her actions at the school as a final statement, saying that she wanted her death to mean something. She went further and said, a wasted life is silence in the death that a life wasted in silence is a death that changes nothing. I want them to remember me, to feel what I felt. That quote right there, I think, is going to be used for copycats. They're definitely going to take that. I could see like a young, like, you know, angsty teen reading that. And then there were, you know, as far as her being on a watch list, I mean, some of the stuff that she put on her social media beforehand, the quiet ones always strike the loudest.
I mean, the Columbine shirt should have been a huge fucking red flag.
Yeah. The countdown
you don't
has
listen
begun.
To KMFDM?
Yeah, right. The countdown has begun, and they'll know what I mean when the time comes. Like that's some of the stuff that's in here. This is the Times of India thing. I'll pull it off the screen so we can get back to us. But yeah, like, was she on a watch list? I don't fucking know. And that's really my first question for the panel, because, and we'll start with the guest. Let the guest go first, and then you guys can yell over each other. But there was, you know, every time one of these incidents happen, you guys are so quick to say it was a fucking psyop. This is all bullshit. It's all just fucking programmed or whatever. What do you think? Is this another psyop? Is this another, you know, Dylan Roof or whoever the fuck, you know, is it, or is this a legit nut job? What is your fresh take on it as far as the shooter?
I think her and Luigi are in the exact same scenario where they're a victim of weaponized everything. Culture, entertainment, the chemicals in the food and the water, the medications she was likely on, the TV and the propaganda and the flicker rates and the fluoride in the water, and we're being bombarded by toxins 24/7. I mean, I'm not going to get into it. The point is that, like I said earlier, shaving off 2-3%. So you're shaving people down psychologically and mentally stability through all of these different mechanisms of coercion and propaganda and having biases confirmed, and you're being anchored over here to think this way. You're being manipulated and socially managed constantly if you're living a mainstream American life. I mean, just the food and the advertising and the TV alone is it's hypnotic. It's scientific. Like, if you go into research and like what this whole apparatus that's been formed around us is, it's fucking wild. And to see it from an outside perspective of, like, you know, it's there. It's literally the matrix has been built around you. So yeah, you're gonna have these people that maybe, you know, they're not, you know, most of them are FBI wind-up dolls. Like, for sure, 100% fact. But I think with Luigi and I think with this person and like the Nashville shooter, I think these are genuine psychotic breaks that occur because, you know, it's all pre-programmed. School shootings weren't really a thing until they started covering them on the news. Then people got copycats and all. Through this media apparatus, they're pushed up into our consciousness, and then it sticks in there. So. No, long story short, I think this one was definitely genuine.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, and that's kind of my perspective on this too, is like, they don't have to have patsies anymore. They've built in the psychosis, and they make people crazy, and they just wait for something to go off and take advantage of it. I think
you gotta have plausible deniability.
Yeah, that was the thing that I really kind of listened to when you were reading off those quotes in there. There's definitely a lot of social alienation that she was probably going through.
Should have got more dick.
It's 15.
I didn't say my dick.
But you know, just getting out and socializing with people, and like getting out and like there's that Dave Chappelle put it, Twitter ain't real life, the internet ain't the real world. Like, go out, meet people, go to the bowling alley, fucking
touch some grass. Yeah,
exactly, as the saying goes, go touch grass. I know it's usually supposed to be condescending, but honestly, go find some peace. Yeah. Like, people just get so caught up in the rat races, man. I don't know. It's like it's a similar psychology. Like,
I want to say I do. Yeah, I want to say I do agree mostly with what the king has to say here. I mean, I feel like Luigi, her, and the Nashville shooter are all kind of psychotic breaks, and you can't really pinpoint someone like. She said she's against consumerism. It's like, yeah, I get that, but did that drive you to the point where you're like killing kids? No, probably not. The SSRIs, like, we don't know for a fact she was on those, but you can damn well guess, like, probably she was probably on some antidepressant or antipsychotics. So I don't know. It's a problem in the country. And this is, to my knowledge, is like one of the first ones in recent memory that have actually pointed to like Columbine and said, this is like I'm inspired by these people. I'm inspired by this guy over in Bolivia or wherever he was that did that. Like, I don't remember one of these shooters doing that, and that lends to what you were saying, Tim. Is like they are copycats. They are doing this for like notoriety or whatever, and it's god awful.
All right, Josh. I saved you for last because you typically say this is all bullshit and we're all being programmed. So what do you think?
No, I disagree with actually everybody. Sometimes just kids are fucking crazy and they do stupid shit. Like,
how does that disagree? We all agree with that. I think that's what we're all saying.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't really see how
he wasn't listening.
Yeah.
It's not the SSRIs. It's not the fluoride in the water. It's not that we don't need patsies anymore. They're not FBI wind-up dolls. Like, some kids are just fucked up. Like, go back and look at the Columbine kids. Like, has anybody here actually read through, like, Eric Claiborne and Dylan Harris's fucking, like, journals and all that shit that they, like, released? It's
no, you remember their names, so no.
Yes,
you know more.
I know. I did.
Got them tattooed on my back.
Which high school did you go to, Josh?
Columbine High
Regional
School.
High School. Yeah, Columbine. Like, no. But, like, you look at them and, like, what they're talking about, and this just is, like, essentially it's exactly what it is. It's a cry for attention that just went way off the rails, as sad as it is. Like, just some kids just, like, hey, mom and dad, pay more attention to me. And, like, in the 90s, like, okay, it was a little more shocking because there wasn't this much distraction going on in most people's lives. Now you have severe, like, technology addiction out there. Like, it's why I say all the time, like, Ted Kaczynski was not a good man by any, like, fathom of the imagination, but he wasn't wrong about certain things. Like, technology has fucked our country. Technology has fucked this generation of parents. They're disconnected from their children. They don't give a fuck. They're not paying attention. Most people don't love their fucking kids. They just see them as a fucking burden that they have to take on because, whoops, we got pregnant. Or even if they do plan them, it's like, well, I didn't expect it to be this fucking hard. Well, fuck them. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. It's like people who buy a fucking dog and then you wonder why the dog's fucked up. Because all they do is they come home, they throw some fucking food on the floor, maybe they give it some water and they ignore the fucking thing. And when it fucking wants attention, they kick it. That's what these kids are. They're the dog that kept getting kicked in most cases. Like, how did she get the gun? She said in her own manifesto, through a series of lies, manipulations, and my dad being a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Her dad fucking bought her the gun. She lied and manipulated her way. Oh, I just want to try it out. Like, it's the same shit that I know plenty of kids did. The difference between her and the plenty of kids that I knew is the plenty of kids that I knew didn't shoot the fucking school up. That's the difference. And any one of those kids could have done it. It's just they chose not to for whatever reason. Maybe it was the SSRIs. Maybe it was the fluoride in the water that made them decide, hey, I'm not going to shoot the school up this week. But, hey, I know plenty of kids that could have been them once upon a time, but it wasn't for whatever reason, man. So some kids are just fucking crazy. School shootings just they're so much more shocking because we see more of them because technology tells us all about them way more often.
Yeah, that was the thing that was most shocking to me when because I wanted to find the manifesto because I'm so sick of like everyone's interpretation of it. I want to read it and see what it said. And so like that was the thing that was most shocking to me about reading these like large excerpts from it was that she just sounded like so many kids I knew in high school. And the difference, like you said, was that she had the balls to pull the trigger, ironically enough. you know? Yeah.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I had what I now realize is a pretty functional childhood. But getting out into the world, I quickly realized that my situation is actually the exception, not the norm, and that really was crazy realization for me. So yeah, I mean, there's people like he was saying that have just deep onset trauma, but not only that, on top of their parents modeling not anything that you would ever want to be as an adult, but you have no other basis now. Like you're an adult now, and all you had was your parents modeling what an adult is supposed to be and act like. Like some of these people don't stand a fucking chance.
Yeah, and that goes back to our other point that Josh said he disagrees with, but I do think it is like an environment thing. Like you're bombarded with all this stuff, and some kids just can't fucking take it. Like in the 90s when we were growing up, we didn't have as much. Like there was some social media stuff, but we had fucking MySpace. It's not like it is now. Like Instagram and OnlyFans and every fucking thing else. Like it's so much more ingrained now, and you're just it's on a whole new level. I don't know.
Commercials are weaponized psychology for consumption. Like the amount of effort they've gone into to design commercials to hit your serotonin levels and create hunger or drive for a primal urge or sex or vanity or food. Like they know how to hit you right in that central fucking cortex and tickle your little fucking monkey brain.
We're all living in Edward Bernays' world.
Yes. I know. It's actually a great anecdotal example of that is moving to Arizona. I just recently opted back into getting cable TV. And my kid in the entire 6 years he's been on this planet has never had cable TV. He's never had TV in the traditional sense that we all probably grew up with. He's watching. He has no fucking idea, but now he'll watch commercials and freak the fuck. I want that. Shit that he never would have done before. We'll go to the Walmart and he'll see on the commercials. He's obsessed with it. Where 2 months ago when we were in Florida, he would have been like, "Oh, cool. There's the thing. Okay, cool. I want it, but it isn't that serious." Now it's he has to have it or he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that as a kid. Yeah, freaking out over a toy, seeing an advertisement, be like, "I need this for Christmas." We all grew up with that. Yeah.
What's even
Joe, yes.
Dude, what's even better is I'm having I have the streaming service. It's he's watching all the old Legend of the Hidden Temple episodes.
Oh yeah, those are cool as fuck.
He's seeing the Super Soakers on I want that, and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't make that shit no more."
That's funny. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Freaking the fuck out! I want a yo-yo, Dad, and I'm like, "But they don't." I don't think
they make yo-yos.
Yeah, they make yo-yos.
Come on. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
they make,
you
but
get
not
that.
the Dunkin' ones he's seeing on the fucking commercial with the kids in the fucking Jenko jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you ordered something off of the telephone, it took 6 weeks to get there. Now it's 2 days. You're like, "Where's my package?"
Mom, I don't want to pay for shipping and handling. I'm
Consumerism.
an Prime member.
Yeah, that's your fault. And you say you're promoting consumerism. That's right.
Yeah. I think we got to the point.
Yeah,
I think we got to the main point. That's why she shot the kids. They're freaking out over all these toys.
It's to go back to the original point though. It's a combination of the chaos of the everyday world, man. Between the consumerism and just the social, it sounds like the social alienation.
This is social Darwinism, boys. I hate to say it and be the bad guy here, but no, this is serious. In nature, guess what? The weak are killed off naturally. Unfortunately, she was weak and she offed herself, and some people have to go with it. Yeah, but that's nature and how it works sometimes. That's natural. That's Darwinism, guys. hate to say it, natural selection ran its course. Evolution is reaping its benefits right now. The gene pool is a little bit cleaner than it was a couple days ago.
He's right. The everything that I was describing, this matrix, is to put pressure on society so they will eventually create an Ubermensch, the finest of the fittest, survive through this artificial calamity that they're going to squeeze us with, and they think on the other side there will be a Superman, and it'll only be like 1% of the population, and it'll be just a giant nature reserve, and the elites just hovering above us. Which I will be one, of course, but
yeah, of course, as royalty, you know.
But right now, you go to a gas station and there's always shit on the wall, so we're not even fucking close yet.
Those people haven't gotten squeezed out yet.
No. They got something squeezed out, but it's not out of the evolutionary chain.
Well, this next super chat kind of goes into what the other question I wanted to ask you guys. But here, we'll take a drink in honor of Sean Kennedy, American Liberty Caucus. Only a feminist would write a manifesto, post a link, and then leave the file access to restricted.
Boom, 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 boom.
But it kind of leads into the other question that I wanted to ask you guys. You know, I think we're all on the same page that every time one of these things happen, the gun control debate starts over again and nothing happens from that. I don't think that's going anywhere. The politicians are going to make talking points one way or the other. Trump and his red flag laws, they're not fucking going anywhere. But there's another trend that I've seen crop up more and more every time one of these incidents happen, where it's less about what are we going to do about it and more about blaming the other side. So everybody, when this first happened, they kept pointing at this and they were saying, like, I saw a bunch of posts doing research for the show where they were saying like, oh, it was a transgender person. Like that was it. That claim was debunked or whatever, and it was,
I couldn't find anything.
There was nothing to find for it because it wasn't true. It was just a girl, an angsty teen, who, like I said earlier, had the balls to pull the trigger. I think that's the situation. But
what's the difference?
That's my question is, like, would it make a difference if it was a transgender person, or if it was just a crazy angsty teen, or if they were some uber leftist, like they mentioned consumerism as being like one of the motivations for it? Would it make a difference if it was some uber lefty? Do you think that of itself would push policy one way or the other, or it just doesn't fucking matter?
That does matter. I mean, how do we get to red flag laws, boys?
I don't know. Go ahead and educate us.
No, y'all know the answer. Y'all live in Florida. How do we get the red flag
Here in
laws?
Florida, it was after Parkland.
Stoneman Douglas is what caused us to get red flag laws. You want to know why we got red flag laws out of Stoneman Douglas? Because all the reports that came out afterwards were that Nicholas Cruz was a strong Second Amendment advocate, and that when he went out and got his AR-15 at 19, it came down to his family wanted to kick him out the house if he didn't give up his AR-15. And he had told them, I would rather live out on the streets with this gun than to live here and give this up. This gun is more important to me. My right to own this gun is more important to me than the comfort of this shelter. And that scared people because they know that there are people like that out there. I don't think this is the case with this girl, but that's how we got to red flag laws. So now that she said, oh, how did I get this gun? Through lies, manipulation, and my dad being a retard. Guess what? Now they're going to look into make it even fucking harder. Probably if you have kids now, to buy a firearm. So, Rob, Mitch, maybe it's time to get the vasectomies early so you don't have to worry about whether or not you can purchase a firearm. But me and Tim might already be fucked.
What? No, my kids are fine. Don't leave them out of this.
Leave my unborn children alone, Josh.
What unborn
Whisper
children?
down to your
Don't
balls.
snip on me.
You do have
Don't
a
worry,
good point.
balls. You'll be able to have a gun.
Yeah,
King, what do you think about this before me and Mitch go?
So does
would her being a leftist or a neo-Nazi, as that news article said, would that make a difference one way or the other towards gun control or any sort of substantive action being taken, or is that just politics?
Yes. I mean, you look at after the Nashville shooting, Anytime it's a non-white male or whitish or privileged, as long as it's not, if it's a non-privileged person, however they define it at that second, because it's constantly changing, then there's no adverse reaction to it. There's no punishment on us if it was one of their folks. Nashville, and then the Q shooting. That was in Colorado, and they tried to pass an assault weapons ban, but it wasn't directly tied to the Q shooting. So that part, if they're a Democrat, they're a leftist, if they're LGBT, if they're a BIPOC, like all the underprivileged classes, they can shoot and not have any gun control come of it.
Who has the high score
For what?
shootings?
Mao.
At a school.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean now, but close enough. Remember the Virginia Tech guy, Tran? 11 people. What was it like? He got like 21, 23 people. Guess what? Everybody remember hold it. Guess what? Because he was an Asian guy, nobody wanted to talk about it. If he would have been white, we would have had all kinds of new gun control laws.
White supremacy
Even
strike
now,
again.
you're saying all that stuff, Josh, before about them wanting to do something about this, but I feel like because of the context of what this was, I'm not really seeing it being talked about like the Nicholas Cruz one.
And that's what I'm kind of getting at. Nicholas Cruz was a white Latino,
very unique evil,
who doubled down on my gun is the most important thing to me. This bitch just said I manipulated my dad like every other teenage girl in America did, and got the gun. I lied, I manipulated, and I bullshitted my dad. What teenage girl do you know that doesn't lie, manipulate, and bullshit their father figure?
My daughter. Well, she's 5, but yeah, my daughter.
Exactly.
So there's potential white.
It's about 10 years, and you and me are going to have to talk.
10 years from now, this episode of Swampcast is going to be so.
The 2035 LPF con is going to be.
I'm strapping that bitch to the radiator.
So what he's saying is that there's a potential school shooter in every teenage girl's household right now, and that.
Not statistically. We need to have, mostly men.
We need to have white teenage girl control.
That's right.
Could be a school shooter.
Specifically, white teenage girl
have
control.
Enough balls.
The black teenage girl, she won't shoot up the school, but the white one, she will.
Lock them up. Reverse racism.
So what we're saying is white women need to be stopped.
I mean, I think we can all agree with that. For other reasons.
Be wrong.
Not because they're gonna shoot anything, but for many other reasons.
Yeah, they just gotta be stopped. Okay,
it's one thing on a list of things.
No. Well, I want to go into the next thing here. Let's try to get to some more positive stuff. I suppose we'll try to be.
No.
Yeah, we got to be a little bit more positive.
I'm gonna make it negative no matter what.
That's right. Whatever you say, I'm gonna fuck it up and make it worse. Okay.
Goddamn right. Let me tell you how it can be bad.
Okay. Well, I mean, actually, no, that's not fair. Okay, because this one I could easily spin as bad.
Fair's a 4-letter word, sir. Welcome to America.
What is a 4-letter word?
Fair.
Oh, I thought you said fear, because that's what I have with the Russian
free is
thing.
also a 4-letter word.
Free is also a 4-letter word, but fear is what I have right now, because Russia announces that they're about to launch a vaccine for cancer. The Ministry of Health in Russia has announced that it has developed a vaccine against cancer that will be freely distributed in Russia early next year. Looking at this is not, RT or whatever. We're going to go to an RT clip later. But this is a Newsweek article that says Russia to launch free cancer vaccine in 2025. Daily Mail has a similar article, but I pulled this one because it came up first. It is scientifically feasible that some sort of vaccine may be developed to target cancer. Other countries are working on something similar. For example, Moderna and Merck, you know how trustworthy they are currently working on a skin cancer vaccine. The UK government signed a contract with the German biotech company to develop personalized cancer treatments. And in the US, neuroscientists at the University of Florida, everybody take a drink,
Gators,
have been testing potential and personalized mRNA vaccines for brain cancer specifically.
Oh no!
Imagine being the first person to sign up for an experimental mRNA-based vaccine. How dumb do you have to be? Oh, wait.
Shit. You're giving it away, okay? Hold on.
It's
our guest.
Take that vaccine.
And on top of it, you're going to get a donut, too, bro.
All right,
with some tasty fries and a burger.
So you see who's
Get
at
a
the top of
fucking
this
Krispy
post.
Kreme.
You see who's at the top of this post. Yeah. No, hold on. I want the what's his name? I don't remember. Maxwell Brones. Okay, I want that in a minute, but first I want to play. This one is from RT. This is the he's some scientist or whatever that explains what they're doing in Russia. So we'll play this, and then you can read the Alex Jones tweet. But here we go. Don't worry, there's a translation.
This is not a universal vaccine. On the contrary, it is a personalized vaccine, not only for each type of cancer, but also for each respective cancer patient. Yes, and it's a therapeutic vaccine. It does not protect, as against infectious diseases. It treats individually those patients who suffer from oncological diseases. This drug, this vaccine, figuratively speaking, is a little vulgar, but it directs the immune system of a patient against malignant cells due to the fact that this vaccine carries in its composition those changes that are characteristic at the genetic level for a tumor. As a result, our patient's immune system recognizes, individually, both those cells into which the vaccine has entered and cancer cells, and it begins to destroy them with the help of special cells that are present in our immune system, cytotoxic lymphocytes, which literally devour those cells that carry tumor markers.
So basically,
oh no! It turns out you have stage 7 cancer now. Oh no! We're sorry, very, very sorry for you.
Real quickly,
yeah. Before I go to
that, this just seems like they're expanding the definition of vaccine even more.
Well, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Yeah. So Russia claims to have developed a cancer vaccine that will be provided to patients free of charge. The vaccine is said to not only slow tumor progression, but also reduce tumor size by 75 to 80%. And then we have, I keep forgetting, but anyway, here you go. Go ahead and read it.
mRNA treatments work for some people and kill others. It's been around 30 years, but never been widely implemented because of its dangerous side effects. It's in the documents. In the case of the so-called COVID vaccine, the mRNA injection is actually designed to make your body produce the toxic HIV spike protein. Anyone who takes that new Russian gene therapy needs to know that they are volunteering to be a guinea pig. They want to manage your life.
Yeah, and
it's in the documents. I have all the stacks right here. I'm from Texas. My blood is red and hot, and I like to have sex with women.
All right. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through
your ass.
All right. Alex Jones set aside. I think he's right, though. This is the same technology that they used for the COVID vaccines, the mRNA vaccine.
Didn't work.
It
didn't work.
I am just saying, if anybody here has played Call of Duty, this is how we get zombie mode, boys.
Yeah, let's go. I was pretty good. I'm all right. Let's go.
So is it going to be like? Is it going to be like 28 Days Later zombie or like Resident Evil?
It's going to be like Shaun of the Dead zombies,
like perpetually alive. It's just like self-replicating itself.
It's going to be like
so that's why they're
land.
always animated, even though they're like rotting. It's like self-replicating mRNA that's just still going in their body.
I Am Legend zombies.
Okay, so like vampire zombies.
Yeah. Superhuman zombies.
How did I Am Legend start with the zombie attack? I'm just saying.
So some more about this. Russian Health Ministry claims that they've developed a vaccine against cancer, and vaccine that, like Mitch was saying earlier, the term vaccine is used very loosely. The vaccine will apparently be used to treat cancer patients only, rather than being given to the general public to prevent tumors from forming in the first place. Personalized cancer vaccines are designed to teach the immune system how to recognize and attack proteins specific to that patient's cancer. So to do this, vaccines are using genetic material called RNA from the patient's tumor to develop these immunities. So it's not it's a vaccine, but it's not a vaccine. So basically what they're doing, I've had a lot of people in my family recently have had cancer. So I have some experience with this. And basically when you first get diagnosed with cancer, the first step is we're going to find the tumor and we're going to rip it out and see if that maybe fixes your problem. And so what they're doing is they're ripping it out. And then when they rip it out, they're introducing this chemical or this whatever that's fused with your DNA, the mRNA, to try to build up an immune response to stop it from growing again. So that's what they mean by vaccine. You've already been diagnosed with cancer. They think they found the main tumor. They kill it. And then they try to build up an immune response to that so that it doesn't regrow again. That's what they mean by vaccine. So to Mitch's point earlier, it's not a real vaccine, but to Alex Jones's point, this is the same kind of shit that they tried to do with COVID. But like the flu vaccine, they guessed wrong, and it didn't fucking work.
Is this technically gene therapy though? Because the one from COVID. Okay, so this is gene therapy.
I mean, that's how they're framing it.
That's
but,
exactly
I mean,
what it is. It's gene therapy. Hey, it's a little vulgar, but we're going to direct your immune system to fight this shit specifically by manipulating your genetic fucking makeup.
Yeah. Basically, if this one works exactly how the COVID mRNA shots work, it will shrink your tumor, but then it'll explode, and then other cancers in your body will go crazy because you're priming your immune system for that specific cancer. But over time, your immunity to that drops more than you had before, and then it also deadens the response to other types of viruses, or in this case, cancers.
You get super cancer, just like they got the variants of the different COVIDs. That'd be scary. That'd be super scary.
Well, and there's no guarantee that it's localized. It's probably not going to deploy a spike protein to develop an immune response. Maybe there's not the HIV spike protein that your body's making, and that's what's causing all the inflammation across the body and things like that. So it would be interesting to know the mechanism that they're going to use to direct those cells or destroy the tumor itself. But either way, they leave the spike protein out. Maybe it's worth it if you're going to die anyways. But it would be interesting to see what that attack mechanism is.
Yeah. Well, whatever inflammation they're going to stop. They can't stop me and my red 40. Okay. We're going to be good.
We have created a vaccine. Okay. I just got trampled over by a bad RFK. All right, whatever. Next topic.
No, there's not a next topic because I wanted to. My next question. I have two leading questions here, but the first one is do you guys think that they actually have a vaccine? Do you think because everyone's looking at this and mainstream, like CNN's, the Fox News, anyone else is afraid to talk about this. I found it on Newsweek and Daily Mail, and that's it. The only reason I heard about the story is because it was on X, because X doesn't give a fuck where you're from. They post everything. I saw it there first, and then from there, I found it on Newsweek and Daily Mail. But no other mainstream outlet is talking about it. Even the PubMed and the WebMD and those articles are all talking about therapies and treatments from years ago. So this is breaking news today that Russia has announced that they have a new vaccine in quotes, that they're going to release for cancer at the beginning of next year. Do you even believe that they have this thing to begin with? And then I have a follow-up later, but that's the first part.
Probably. I mean,
it's
mRNA technology has been studied for 20, 30 years. The mechanisms are all known. It's just whether you're going to deploy it or not. And as far as the media covering, it's Russian. There's a total almost blackout of anything Russian allowed to come into the mainstream of the United States right now. So it doesn't surprise me that they just completely ignore. They completely ignore everything from Russia to block it out from reaching Americans.
Yeah, say it is good. Say it is good, and it does work for some people. How is the mainstream media gonna look letting Russia, the terrible country, invading Ukraine? Unprovoked or whatever. How are we going to look trying to trade with them, trying to get this cure or treatment for cancer, Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an important point too, because in all of the American outlets, they're quick to point out all of the other countries, all of the more friendly countries that are coming up with similar or parallelly that's not a word, but developed treatments that come out the same way. You know what I mean? Like other treatments that are being designed the same way that come out at the same time. But yeah, I think Alex Jones is right. Be cautious, but at the same time, there's like right to try, right? So I would think like if you had cancer, and again, I've had a lot of people in my family recently that have been diagnosed with this, they would fucking try it. I mean, why not? Like, what do you got to lose? You're going to fucking die or you're not. But it's crazy that because it's Russia, we don't talk about it. Like they could have, this is the old joke about Donald Trump, is he could literally come up with the cure to cancer and Democrats would complain that it wasn't given to the minorities first.
Yeah.
Like it's like whatever, that trope is. It's the same thing that's happening with Russia right now. So that leads into my second open question to everybody here on the panel is if this is successful, if this treatment or trial or whatever is successful, do you think it changes the situation with Ukraine and NATO at all? Because like you said, there's a big blackout on Russia right now because we're at war with them in a proxy war with Ukraine and NATO. So if let's say for the sake of argument that Russia has the cure to cancer, does that change the situation in Ukraine at all?
Yeah. Fuck Ukraine. Dude, yeah.
Well, I agree with you. Not our problem, but also does it change anything from like Donald Trump's perspective or anyone on the national stage that matters?
Why would it?
Why would it? Because it's the cure for cancer.
Is it though?
I said start with the presumption that it's true that they have the cure.
Does the cure have oil? Does it have any
seed oil specifically? I don't know.
No, like the black gold. Can we make money somehow?
The cure is 80% vodka and 20% RNA.
I mean, how much is your government spending subsidizing cancer treatments through Medicare, Medicaid, VA, all that shit? And then,
You're getting there.
The cure for cancer comes, how much could we save? So, I mean, yeah, they can always make money, boys and girls. You can make money off of anything. You got a ham sandwich, you can make money with it if you know how to market it right. But is it real? I like that. That's where the core argument comes. Like, let's just assume it's real for a minute here. Yeah, let's just assume that I can shit Tiffany cufflinks while we're at it too. Like, I just can't do that. Like, you're talking about fantastical things like Mickey Mouse shit, guys. Like, come on.
No,
like,
but even if
I believe in Disney magic, fuck you.
Even if it was real, that's my point. Is even if it was the real cure to cancer, the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry, all of the lobbyists that have infected our government with government regulation over our healthcare system, they have a vested interest in not finding a cure to cancer. And so they would have a vested interest in destroying Russia for that reason. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I was hoping one of y'all would make that similar argument. And Mitch, I can't hear you because you muted yourself again. But there you go.
Good luck trying to off Russia.
Yeah.
So wow, I've been talking this whole time, and god damn it. But yeah, no. To try and how would you spin this as the media? You have everything that Josh just said with like all these people who would love to make a shitload of money off of this instead of selling it as free. And then on the other side of things, you have this big evil country, Russia, which is awful, but no one can say why. And, oh, hey, well, they have just announced they have a cure to this, and they're going to give it out for free. How would you as the media spin that? Let's presume it is real. You can't. Because then you look like the bad guys. It's like the ultimate moment of, oh, you're full of shit.
No,
but the thing is...
Whatever I was saying... Like all the anti-vaxxer shit that they tried to pull with people who hated the COVID vaccine, they just flipped the script. They would become the thing they hate. Oh, it's untested, it's unproven. It's the same way the lefties and the Democrats before Trump was out of office, like, this vaccine's dangerous, it's untested, it's unproven. Nobody should get the Trump vaccine. And then as soon as Biden came in office, y'all need to get this shit immediately. Like,
Well,
tomorrow.
that's what I'm
And get
saying
6
is
of them out of the
they're
way.
going to flip the script because they have nothing else to do. Russia is so bad that they can't even give them a
Russia's
win.
worse than
Exactly.
cancer.
So we're going to be vindicated, is what I'm saying. The mainstream media is going to vindicate us.
Yep.
And you
As
got to
they
take advantage
always
of it,
do.
as they always do. Eventually, they're going to vindicate us, and they're going to say the same shit about this that we said about COVID vaccines. And that's when you got to double down that we were right and they were wrong, and see, look, now you got them by the balls, so let their hearts and minds come with it too.
Yep. But what a vice grip Russia would have, like all these other countries in, like balls in vice grip. If they're like, so we do have the cure to cancer. If you just want to overlook 2 small provinces in Ukraine, we can just call it
Right.
even.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
Call
Russian.
even Stevens.
Crimea for cancer? Crimea for cancer?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm willing to make that trade. You got the cure for cancer, you can have Crimea. Okay.
Yeah, sold.
Yeah, hell of a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Trump knows
Part
deals.
of the deal.
Trump knows deals. He's going to make the deal. Probably the
So
biggest
what do you
deal
want,
we've ever
Russia?
seen.
I want cancer free. What do you want, Russia? I called Putin. He said, all I want is more McDonald's. I got you, Mr. Booty.
Yo, what if, remember that rumor about Putin having the blood cancer like 2-3 years ago?
Oh,
that
shit.
went,
Yeah.
that went away? What
Yeah.
if they tried it on his ass, cured him, and they were like, we have the cure for cancer.
The communist in him woke up and said, "Give it to my people."
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean,
Nope.
how do you fuck the entire pharmaceutical industry over? You go, we got the cure, release it.
Yeah.
No, we got the cure, and we're releasing it in our country. Fuck you. Suck
Yeah,
the
it
dick.
is-
No, we're
Do
not
that, too.
sharing it.
They could do that too, dude. That would
It
be
Yeah,
is-
you got to come to Russia
Yeah.
now.
To be clear,
Yeah.
all the articles that I read were very specific, and they said that this is a free, again, quote, vaccine. This is a vaccine for Russian patients with cancer, Russian citizens. So they're curing their own people of cancer first.
Das Verdun, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
So there we go. Russian people get to be guinea pigs. Everyone wins.
Yeah. Well, look, they need more soldiers on the front line. The North Koreans aren't hacking it. Those malnutritioned bastards can't hold a rifle to save their lives.
Scott Horton could not confirm North Koreans in Ukraine.
He couldn't confirm North Koreans, but he pissed everyone off with the Nazi comments. Have you seen that? That's crazy. I posted a clip of Scott Horton talking about Nazis in Ukraine, and the Ukraine Sims are pissed.
Oh, really?
Go check it out on our Twitter at Real Swampcast. Anyway, I want to go into the next story here because we're gonna get into something a little. Oh shit, I fucked up. Get into something a little more lighthearted here, and it's not Robbie's eye. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with our perspective right eye.
He's doing the smoldering. He's trying to smolder right now.
He took his glasses off. He took his glasses off, and like he's so fucked. And like you'll notice it now that I've pointed it out while he's talking. But anyway, I'll let him introduce our next story.
Turning reptile.
Yeah.
President-elect Donald Trump's proposed tariffs have begun having their desired effect on other nations, including some of our ostensible allies. Donald Trump said they are necessary to punish China, Mexico, and Canada for aiding criminal gangs. He said tariffs would remain in place until such time as drugs, in particular fentanyl, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country.
All right, so that's kind of how it starts. You've noticed his fucked up eye by now. I guess I'll let him go through the whole thing because we've been pretty good about it. I got another minute that I want to play here. But yeah, talking about, bringing fentanyl and other drugs in, criticizing
Our
Canada.
neighbor to the north is reeling. In a recent blow, Trudeau's longtime ally and finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, resigned. The resignation comes as Freeland, who chaired a cabinet committee on U.S. relations, was set to deliver the fall economic statement and likely announce border security measures designed to help Canada avoid Trump's tariffs.
Mean tweets are back.
I missed this. Or she was fired.
Could have gone either way.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. But well, Christina
Settle down, Vivek.
Freeland, she does have some interesting history with her family. Were you guys aware that her grandparents were Ukrainian Jews that had to flee and settle in Canada?
No.
Damn. You know whose parents were Jewish refugees from Ukraine? Victoria Nuland. So basically, the Victoria Nuland of Canada and our Victoria Nuland of this country both their parents were forced, or their grandparents were forced to leave Ukraine due to political reasons. And so the fact that they're both Victoria Nuland started the Ukraine war through the State Department. And then so for her to also be basically a money bank through Canada to Ukraine, it makes you wonder, like, is this like a generational beef that they're coming back and like getting Russia back for fucking with their family when they were in Ukraine? Like, these ties back to Ukraine is a little strange. Like when I looked into her clearly and Victoria Nuland, it's weird kind of coincidences, but overall good she's gone. Hopefully that's the end of her.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know that. I had no idea about the ties to Ukraine. Either one of them.
It's weird. It's a rabbit hole.
I mean, it comes with actual tariffs, though. You can't make empty threats, right? You have to have an enforcement mechanism, that being the actual tariff. Well, we're the Libertarian Party, Josh. Eat my ass, dude. Fuck you. I do every single time at convention. Every single time. He's a retard. It's crazy.
Call the question. Call the question.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I see it. And this is probably the benefit of being someone like Trump as compared to being a libertarian. We kind of limit ourselves in regards to what cards we can play. But because Trump's more willing to say, "Oh yeah, no, I'll do the tariffs," it's that additional threat that's there. It's another card that he can play. Meanwhile, with us, we're so staunch in our principles that something like that isn't even on the table.
Yeah, I think just in case, because Barfo's saying Mitch and Tim, y'all are out, and me, King, and Josh are in only. But yeah, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. Okay. We talked about this a couple episodes ago anyway. Like, if you're gonna be able to play the game, this is the tool that's at hand, because the other countries are playing that same game. Like, he's got to be able to, you know, we can't just be here standing with our principles and getting fucked all the time, right? We're just getting fucked all the time if that happens. So yeah, you got to be able to play the game somehow, and this is his way of playing the game. It's like, you're going to tariff us. Although Trump is like, you're sending drugs and gang members over, stop doing that. And Trudeau's like, I don't control that. That's all you. And then he's like, yeah, well, stop doing it, or I'm gonna fucking tariff you. It's same with Mexico. It's pretty crazy how he's going about it. I think it's absolutely hilarious. He's like, stop sending drugs, and they're like, well, that's not gonna ever happen. So like, I don't know. It's like he's got to implement the tariffs because it's not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They they were a paper tiger. They were
Hey Tim,
so
they're saying
easily
they're saying
blown
nothing is
over.
playing. They're saying nothing's playing at all, and they're asking me to do this. They're asking me to do the Saddam puppet. Okay, well, you guys, if you're only seeing me, you can catch the recording later, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the to his point, he can take them off whenever he wants. Yeah, it's not like a permanent thing, and we just smoke them out. Yeah, the one sentence and the entire government of Canada like crumbles.
Canada.
They were so fragile that a breeze from Trump's mouth blew them over. But two things, if he's going to actually implement the tariffs, or one of three, they could be temporary. They could be taken on and off at any given time. Two, I think that he has that mandate, right? So if he goes to his base and says, like, look, like, we're going to do this to teach them a lesson, you know, we're going to have to get in the trenches together, and, like, yeah, this is going to happen, but, like, we're doing it for a greater reason. In his Trump way, I think he can communicate that. And three, if it's going to have to be long-term, if let's just say they do get some kind of tax reform in where my taxes are lowered by 30%, but prices go up 20%, I'm still 10% good. That may be a long play, obviously, if they want to, really play hardball for a long time. But that, that's my take on it. But yeah, in principle, obviously, tariffs are not very libertarian.
Yeah. No, that's all good take. All good takes. Can you say anything, Tim? Or I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Barfo is saying the audio is coming and going.
That's weird that it's working for some of it. Like, it's weird that they're still getting the stream because you're streaming it from you're not. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
No technology. Ah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's any better. I have no idea.
Give it a minute. Just give it a minute or two.
Emu.
We run OBS on the back end, and then we connect through Zoom, and then we push out through Rumble Studio. Hey, that's the way Austin said to do it, so we just follow his lead. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a lot more customizable than you guys are getting through this program.
Oh my god.
I am all for this.
Not Nigel.
Based.
How's that legal?
I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm pro
But
autocrat
Soros
as
does
is.
it to us.
Democracy sucks.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does business. If he does business over there, maybe he can donate as a business. You know, I don't know UK law. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's like,
Can someone
Exactly.
remind me of something that Nigel Farage has done that's like of notoriety or anything like that? I
Brexit.
really
Brexit.
Brexit.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah.
Yeah, he had that great scene in the EU where he waved everyone goodbye with the British flags, and they were just all snobby. Your time is up. Okay.
and there's a video of him like in Parliament and just like tearing down somebody. I can't, or some kind of idea that was being floated, and it was like libertarian from like a British perspective, but he like in a very British way, he was just tearing him down with just the most subtle of dry humor. We'll have to try to find it, or I'll send it to you guys. But that's the one. That's how I got to know him, because I was like, damn, this dude just like wrecked this whole Parliament. Yeah.
They need that over there. They really do. They have TV licenses. It's absolutely
Didn't they ban
retarded. Like,
porn?
I don't understand.
You got a license for that knife?
Yeah. They just like licenses.
What you doing, a butcher?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
People are mad, and it's like, what? Do you want me to say I would?
Saddam.
but also it's way better than anything the Republicans have right now. And so I think he's putting his eggs in the right basket. I think Farage is a guy. He's like the Malay of Europe, but the people in Europe aren't suffering enough to accept him yet. Like that's how I feel about him. He's ready to slash government and get it down to a more. He's probably like a Bill Buckley, right? Like he's not full libertarian, but he wants to rein the state back enough that it's way better than what they have.
So
Anyway, my point is,
the year before, either a year or two before 2020, I guess he attended the Young Americans for Liberty convention that year. So, if anything, he may have been exposed to some of our ideas, which I would consider that to be a plus.
Yeah, I mean, Brexit in and of itself was huge. Like, if he was the driving force in Brexit, like that, it's for the UK to leave the EU. That's like secession. That's like if one of our states left. That's huge.
But never trust them. There may be barrels of tea that need to be dealt with if he gets out of line.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Look at the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh, my barrels would never get thrown over like such a cheap whore.
Let's wrap it here, just in case. But how you doing, King Liberty? King Libertarian? Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So at King Libertarian on X, give me a follow. Let me know that you follow me from the show. And it's forlibertynetwork.com. That's our locals page, or For Liberty Shop is our shop. And we on Liberty Tonight, we're Thursdays from 9 to 11 Central every Thursday over on Rumble /Liberty Tonight. And he's creating a little network and giving us a lot of support and guidance. So really appreciate Austin for the opportunity. And we're just having fun, like you guys know, just doing the grind and getting into a rhythm. So appreciate you guys having me on. And we'll have to have I don't know, maybe all of you on at once. I don't know, but have somebody come over and hang out for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe I just give you guys an hour and just go at it.
We gotta be controversial somehow. Yeah. We gotta be heated somehow. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Crossfire. I love it. It's like the 90s again.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're just a bunch of Chinese fighting fish on here. But go follow me on Twitter at MitchConnorJLo, and 1776 swag is still down, so go check out my backup store on TeePublic.
Nice. Thanks for coming on, Your Highness. You're here in the Panhandle. We definitely need to hit some open mics to get like we were talking about. I can show you. I know you wanted to get into it, so I can show you around the scene here. Speaking of, follow me, R. Vincent Comedy. I got a day. Let's see. The 20th, Friday in Mobile, Oyster City Brewing Company. I got a show out there, so come out there if you're in Mobile nearby. I got another show the next day, the 21st, at Wisteria. It's just like a dad joke show, so I'm writing some dad jokes. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm hosting at Club 27 in Pensacola on December 29th for Michael Glassmere. So follow me, and I'll post all my dates. I got some cool ass flyers. I made myself into Elf. Did you see that?
Hey, Rob, what are the strongest days of the week?
The strongest days of the week?
Yep.
Wait.
No, you need dad jokes. What are the strongest days of the week?
I don't know.
What? Tell me.
Saturday and Sunday. Because the rest are weekdays.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to write my own dad jokes, which is like a hard enough challenge. I don't know. It's pretty hard. I feel like you have to have a kid in order to just be able to come up with that shit. So I'm gonna have to maybe summon some of my friends who are dads and fathers to help me out with this. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Josh, did you go yet? Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for stealing all my plugs. Anyway, go follow us everywhere at Real Swampcast. Be sure that you're in the Discord every night after every show, member stream or not. We hang out in the Discord. We play poker. We talk shit. We get off cuff, all the kind of stuff that you want to see. Come hang out with us in the Discord. That's where it'll be. All the links are in the description below. And be sure that you're following our guest. Go follow King Libertarian. Go pay tribute. Go join their local page. Go do all the fun stuff. All the links are in the description below. Go be sure to follow him. We'll see if we can't swindle him. We'll see if we can't smuggle the king into the LPF convention in Daytona. We'll see what he's doing in May or June. It's in June, right? We'll see what he's doing. See, I'm giving hints. Okay, so we'll see if we can't smuggle the king into the conference, and we'll have a good time. On Friday, we are having a Swamp Space. Our Swamp Space discussion. Ron Paul was the most ineffective congressman in American history. Get ready to argue your points one way or the other. Come join us in the swamp on Friday. It will be simulcast here on YouTube as well. David Mosgrip has taken the position that Ron Paul was the most ineffective libertarian. So if you want to argue against him, you want to argue with him, whatever your position, 9 p.m. on Friday. Thank you, sir. 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes, right. We still respect daylight saving time here. 9 p.m. Eastern. So come join us on Friday for that. Sunday, we've got the member stream. And on next Tuesday, special guest, Jeffrey Hahn, the only banned podcast we've ever had on Swamp Creatures related to COVID. We're bringing him back. We'll fucking do it again.
We're talking about Walmart tunnels, Tim. We're talking about Walmart tunnels and flat Earth.
That's right. So we're going to have him on next Tuesday. We're going to have that. Like I said, though, if you want to chill with the boys, I'm going to send a link to King. I don't know what he's up to, but come join the Discord. Come play poker with us. Come have a good time. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Adios, everybody.
And bow down to the king.
There you go.
King.
All right. I got